Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky!
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Named the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints?
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is the man who loves to live in the shadows and doesn't have a pair of legs. It's Frank. How are you today?
I am feeling octotastic.
Octotastic.
Yeah. It's a
It's a thing. Yeah, it
Sure.
can be. It can be today.
It is now. It is now.
Yes. If you say the words,
Mhm.
they are out there in the world, and you must live with them now.
Yeah.
So is what you're saying. Anyway, let's roll again. Hey. Frank, how are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. We are under 2 feet of snow and happy to still have power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't believe that we actually made it through 2 feet of snow in basically a 24-hour period and still have power. So good.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And yes. I know we do not live in Alaska, but you know, like we're not used to snow.
Sure.
You got to say, right?
Yeah. We're used to it. But 2 feet at a time is still a
2
lot.
feet in a 24-hour period. That's a lot of snow.
Well, it's no.
Even for us.
Yeah.
When you go out into the street and you look left and all you see is snow, and you look right and all you see is snow, I can't see the cars coming because of the snow wall.
Yep.
Then don't love that.
Nope. Not great. Not great.
What I do love though, Frank, things that we're drinking. What are you drinking?
Yes. Okay. I am continuing to work through my Star Wars glass collection that I got for my birthday. This one is a bunch of Darth Vaders.
Darth Vader.
It is
Dark Lord of the Sith.
Yeah. And I figured a Dark Lord deserves a dark beer, and I've got the Sam Adams Cold Brew Stout.
Ooh, because he's got a cold soul.
Because he's got a cold soul, and it's a dark beer for a Dark Lord. Cold Brew Coffee Stout. And I don't remember if this actually has caffeine in it or not, but YOLO, I guess.
I mean, it's a cold brew, so one would assume, or it's just like it.
I'm like, does the caffeine? I'm like, does the caffeine make it through the brewing process?
I don't think so. Probably not.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't know enough.
It doesn't have it doesn't have any kind of caffeine label on it. It doesn't say any kind of quantity in milligrams or anything, which I'd expect it to have somewhere if that were the case. So I don't know. Taking a shot. What are you drinking?
I am drinking. I'm almost done with my Quarter Horse whiskey. I was going to go out and get more beer, but then 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So
right. Yep.
So here we are. Yeah, drinking the whiskey again. Almost done. I probably have another. I'd say either this episode or next episode, I'll probably be done with this bottle.
Right on. Okay. Cool.
And then I'll move on to something else. But it is keeping me warm on this 1 degree night that we're going on with. That we're in right now.
Is it 1 degree? Yeah.
1 degree. Last I checked, I think it was 4, but it's supposed to go down to 1 tonight.
Yeah. It's been in that neighborhood all week. Yeah. Rough.
Indeed.
Speaking of Dark Lords of the Sith.
Talk about me? No. Am I a Dark Lord of the Sith? Interesting. If I am, which one am I?
Ooh.
Tough question, right? It's like a BuzzFeed quiz.
It is, yeah.
Which Dark Lord of the Sith are you?
Yeah, which Dark Lord of the Sith is your spirit droid?
Do I have a signature look of superiority?
Hmm.
Because that would eliminate Dooku right off the bat.
Right, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know which one I am. I don't think about this. I'll just take this in the back of my head. Some
Yeah.
maybe it's
Yeah,
better
let's
if
think
I
on
don't
it.
have any qualities in common with any of them.
Yeah,
Right?
that's you want to not. I think that's kind of the desired state.
Yeah. Okay. So wait, am I vengeful and angry, Maul? Am I disillusioned? Dooku.
Okay.
Am I sad? Darth Vader.
Hmm.
Am I pure evil and a manipulator? Palpatine.
I got to say, none of these are sounding like you.
No, that's good. Great. Okay. I'm none of them. Excellent. I'm just going to say that you're not any of them either. Just
Okay.
putting that out there. Yeah.
All right, I'll take that.
Although if I'm not sure, maybe you're Palpatine, because then you could be manipulating me. I never would know until it was too late.
I thought you might say that I'm Asajj Ventress because I'm bald.
Oh man, missed opportunity. That was a really good one.
Yeah.
You know who else? Know what the other one is? But you know what? No. Darth Maul is also bald, so we can.
Yeah, but that's not quite.
He's
the
got
same.
a crown of horns, but that doesn't mean that it's hair. He is also bald.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Darth Maul though, because there's a show coming out. Darth Maul, or Maul, Shadow Lord. He is no longer a Darth. Let's get that.
Right.
He's not been a Darth since he got cut in half.
Right.
All the way back in whatever 60 BBY or whatever it is.
Right.
Oh, what a good pub trivia quiz. How many years before the Battle of Yavin does the Phantom Menace take place?
It's got to be like 40, right?
You're doing okay, so it's 20 between Sith and there's 20 between Sith and
A New Hope.
A New Hope. It is 10 years. It's 5 years between Sith and Attack of the Clones. So that's 5.
Okay.
And it's 10 years. So it's 35 years. It's 10 years between Phantom Menace.
Right. Okay.
And Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Right? Yeah. Although it's debatable whether I think it was originally supposed to be 3 years of the Clone Wars, and I think because there were originally 5 seasons of Clone Wars that it got moved to 5.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. All right. That sounds. So that sounds right. That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just wild that like Anakin is only in his 40s. Like that's.
I know.
When he dies. That's.
Yeah.
It is wild to me. But anyway, yeah, there's a show coming out. This Maul Shadow Lord, and it's supposed to be. I would assume it's him starting Crimson Rain,
Dawn,
Crimson Dawn. Thank you. And so he's been speaking of the also disillusioned by the dark side, right? After he got cut in half and then tried to take over the galaxy himself, which didn't work out in his favor. Then he goes off, and we're gonna check on his adventures and what he's been up to. But anyway, there's a trailer. Frank, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it looked pretty dope. I thought it looked very Filoni and
When you say very Filoni, what does that mean?
Very Clone Wars. So lots of you got a lot of shadows. A lot of the actually yes. A lot of things in the shadows. A lot of the trappings of Star Wars out on Front Street. You got your stormtroopers, you got your ships, you got your lightsabers, you got your all the good stuff is right there. Like to let you know, all these things will be there. In this is the first teaser, and they're letting you know, like here are all the checklist of things that make it feel like classic Star Wars. That's all here. Obviously, the animation style is reminiscent of Clone Wars, so that
it is. It
plays a role as well.
Sketchy quality to it almost. Like if you kind of look at the way they did the lightsabers or even Maul's face, it's got almost like a swish watercolor to it. Kind of reminded me of Spider-Verse.
I knew you were going to say that. Yes.
Yeah, right? Has a Spider-Verse quality to it in coloring,
Yeah.
in texture, not in movement. It's not. It's very fluid animation.
That's right. Yeah.
But
with the textures and the color.
The texture is a little different because Maul's a little sketchy. So we got a little bit of a sketchy thing. And it's very subtle. Like if you kind of blink, it doesn't like you're like, oh yeah, it looks like Clone Wars or or it looks like Bad Batch or whatever. But there's something slightly different about it. And I like it. I think it looks, I think aesthetically it looks very good.
It looks very good. It looks very good. I think it's, what do you think about, because this is what's his name? Sam
Witwer.
Sam Witwer. Yeah. It is, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean he kind of Peter Senovinovich is like his 3 lines are fine, but Sam Witwer kind of is the voice of Darth Maul for so many.
Sure.
And I think he's just so oily is the best way I can describe his voice. Yeah. I think he's really allow me to show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really, really good. Nobody in real life talks like that, but you can absolutely do that in Star Wars. And you're like, oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's back. The only thing it struck me kind of odd is that I don't know if they're going to do this in the show, but it feels a little bit like they're turning Maul into an anti-hero. Because it's like show you the true face of the galaxy, and it's like anti-Empire.
Yep.
And but I think for Maul is quite personal because he was not betrayed by Palpatine, but certainly he was, almost assassinated or he was almost killed by Palpatine and was killed by the events that led up to the Empire and things like that. So I don't like. It's a personal. I feel it's a personal journey for him, but it's like it feels a little bit like we're gonna take down the Empire. I'm like, what are? But I don't know if I want to root for Darth Maul.
Or
Maul. I should stop saying Darth Maul because he's not Darth anymore.
Sure.
But that feels like a not a strange character direction, but the man is evil. Like he was designed to be evil. You look at him and you're like, it brings up a lot of, devil imagery or demonic imagery. Like he's supposed to. So this idea is like, I'm going to adopt a kid, and do this and this and this and this and this. But I feel like that's just the way the trailer is playing out because it could also go in the direction of like, I'm going to do this to spite Palpatine. And then he just is like, becoming the very thing that he hates, which is classic dark side.
Yes.
If there ever was a move, I'm just going to become the very thing that I hate.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's true. Yeah. My thinking about it was more of a sort of Book of Boba Fett approach where
not selling it.
Maybe I know.
Not a good that. Nope. Back that trade
back it up. No, maybe how about this? What Book of Boba Fett should have been? Because
go with that. Sure.
Because it might be anti-Empire, but that doesn't make him it doesn't mean he's going to be a good guy. Doesn't mean he's going to be an anti-hero either. Exactly, but he might be. This might still be the story of a villain, just not an Empire villain. Maybe it's more like the gangsters and the Hutts and more akin to the bounty hunters and them, where it's like you're still an outlaw, you're still not a good guy, but you're still also not aligned with the Empire.
Okay, I'm back on board. Yeah,
right, like something along those lines.
How much of this do you think? Because this is Dave Filoni.
Yeah, it's Dave Filoni.
Yeah. Okay. So arguably, he was around Lucasfilm at the time. So because they own, like Disney owns Lucasfilm, they have access to all these things. How much of this do you think is influenced by the filmed but never released or finished Star Wars live action TV show,
Oh, that's an
like the one
interesting
that George
question.
Lucas did, because
Yeah,
that
because
was
that was
all supposed
supposed
to be
to.
about the Coruscant underworld and the
Yes,
gangsters and the like. How much of this do you think was retrofitted, like, or just even looked at in concept?
that's a very interesting question. I hadn't even considered that. That's a very, very interesting idea. Could be.
Because yeah, Star Wars is very good at pulling from their well,
Yeah.
like things that like this, especially current Star Wars, I should say, like like this stuff worked over here, and so we're just gonna kind of shimmy it and change it over here. I think
Mm,
Thrawn is a great example of that in Rebels, and then moving forward into the Ahsoka show, like. It worked over here in
yeah.
the Legends books, and so we're going to shimmy it and make it our own over here. And I wonder if that's how much of that is being done with Maul.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I for me, it's like okay, so now you've got me thinking about how much of Star Wars Underworld is going to be used here. I was already um happy at the idea that the groundwork they laid in Solo wasn't going to be wasted because
Oh, yeah, good point. Didn't even think of that. Right.
that to me was like a hanging thread from that movie that got me excited
Hmm.
and they just never picked up on for a million reasons but
Yeah, come to me on Dathomir. Right.
right like
Yeah.
that I was stoked about that and this feels like a spiritual successor to that in a way like diving deeper into his that part of his story.
Yeah. Well, I wonder when this starts and takes place, because the Empire is still fairly new. You can kind of tell. In something, the stormtrooper design is not quite the design that you get to A New Hope. Like
Right.
their shape of their goggles is a little different.
Still a little bit clone
Differences.
trooper, right?
Yeah,
It's
just a
like
little bit. I really
still
like it, actually. It was
it's like the
really,
trans the train the transformation is like 80-90% there, but it's still a little bit clone trooper.
it's a little clone trooper still. Yeah, it's really cool. I just think I love that. I like seeing the design. Costumes were
Yeah.
good, right?
Yeah.
I love
Costumes were good,
seeing
yeah.
the
But that's something that Dave Filoni is really, really good at. I feel is that like costume design as a way of communicating period of time.
yes,
And like
absolutely.
in relation to the original trilogy, how close to the original trilogy are we? How many years prior to it are we based on how close not I guess not just the wardrobe but how close does the look of the world
Hmm.
adhere to what we know it's going to look like in a New Hope. He is uh, does a lot of drawings and concept art himself.
Yep.
And so it's he has I think a very, very good eye for how to like communicate that.
I think that I'm hoping that Shadow Lord learns the lessons of Bad Batch, because I
Mm,
think when Bad Batch really worked, it was tied well into the politics of the time. Like the best episodes tended to be the one like the destruction of Camino, or the elimination, going along with the elimination of clone troopers moving into stormtroopers and the
mm,
academies and things like that. And so I'm hoping that Maul kind of learns the lesson of what didn't work with Bad Batch and kind of picks up the threads and moves forward from there. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I think Bad Batch was very interested in introducing a lot of new stuff, which is I'm not against new stuff, like like if at all. But I do think that if you're telling a story in the past between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, you do have to connect to what is happening within the world. You can't just pretend that it's not
yeah.
existing.
No, that's totally fair. I think that's totally fair. Yes, you have to. Yeah, you have to. You have to acknowledge it, and at least kind of show people where you are. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I hope that. So yeah, I hope to keep pulling on that thread. I hope that it learns the lessons of not just from Bad Batch, but from Ahsoka season one. Where I hope it's not too far up its own
Sure. Sure.
episode list.
Yes.
I hope it's not too self-referential, needing to have real knowledge of another series. Like whatever, and I say that as somebody who, whatever they might be doing that with, I've seen it. Like whatever they might make like reference to that I would need to have seen to understand this, I've seen it already. So I'm not even concerned about, oh, what if I don't get it? It's I want it to be I wanted to stand apart a bit, and like explore a new area of the timeline.
It's tough because in a franchise, like when you're pulling from characters that have already existed, like even watching Shadow Lord presupposes in a lot of ways you've at least seen Phantom Menace,
Yeah,
and probably the Clone Wars. You know, you
Probably.
wouldn't have had to have seen Rebels because that's after
That's later.
Shadow Lord takes place, but still it is requiring a bit. Like actually even there's you can see very briefly in the trailer that Marak makes an appearance, which was the first brother of the Inquisitors
Okay.
that is in Ahsoka season 1.
Oh,
Right. So to up your own episode list.
they have been so inconsistent about the Inquisitors, though. Like that, I can't keep up with that anymore. With who's the first brother and the second sister, and I can't. I
Well,
just
they take each other's names or whatever, but we don't really know anything about Marak. I just remember him because everyone thought it was Ezra. Do you remember that? Like,
Yeah,
it was
yes,
like
yes,
Ezra
yes.
being brainwashed. And it turns out that wasn't true at all. It was
Right.
just a guy, just Marak. There he was. Yeah, that I'm just I don't know, just curious. I mean, so like obviously Marak is no longer a first brother he's no longer an Inquisitor by the time you get to him in Ahsoka season 1 because that's after the fall of the Empire.
Right.
So here we are with just, do you need to know anything? Like, do you have to have seen Ahsoka season 1 to care about who Marak is, or is it just, it's just using characters,
Sure,
because
yeah,
they are
yeah.
characters in this world. Not everything has to be new. So I don't know. I'm just curious about how that all ties together, because we do also see a new character who is an old character. There is an appearance of a Twi'lek in the Padawan Twi'lek in the what do you call it, in the trailer. There it is. Whew, that was tough. Don't know how I didn't get out of there. Who we know, assumingly, I think, is eventually becomes Darth Talon, who is from Legends, from the comic Dark Horse comic books, in which was like the Jedi, the Cade Skywalker. Was it Cade Skywalker? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna go off camera for a second,
Sure,
so I can go get it because I know where the book is.
Awesome.
Give me a minute.
The Twilight thing is interesting, because if that is Darth Talon, I'm actually, wait a second. I'm trying to think about timeline and if that even makes sense, for that to be Darth Talon, because just thinking of where we are in the timeline, I guess it doesn't. That's neither here or there. It is interesting that they visually, whether she is Darth Talon or not, they visually, they're both Twi'leks and they have a similar role in the story, it seems.
Well, it wouldn't shock me if it was Talon, because Talon comes from Star Wars Legacy,
right?
Which takes place
the Dark Horse comics, right?
Dark Horse over 100 years after Return of the Jedi. And so the Jedi are up and around. Luke has since passed away, so on and so on and so forth. There are other Sith wandering around out there. Darth Krayt, it's all over the place. But Darth Talon is a Twi'lek, and it is basically Krayt's right hand Sith assassin. Anything like you want to anything you want to say to that? Let me see if I can get a picture over here to show you. But she's obviously modeled on Darth
Yeah.
Maul. You know, she's got
Yeah.
it's all red with the black tattoos and everything like so. It's cool it's a cool character to say like, oh yeah, like obviously she's in like the artist who created her, was influenced by Darth Maul when this was created, but now here we are like kind of reusing it, kind of like Thrawn or some other characters that kind of crop up over time. So I like the inclusion.
Yeah.
But that, which is also, like I say, that's kind of Filoni. Like let's include the thing that people who have invested in Star Wars for a long time feel that like getting rid of the original Legends universe was hurtful in some ways.
Right.
So let's do that justice. So I don't know. We'll see. Anything you want to add about
just the Padawan angle is an interesting angle. From the always two there are point of view, but also from the I don't know, from sort of the Jedi point of view too. It's an interesting angle because it's kind of like the anti Anakin and Ahsoka. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
very
like
much
mirror image.
Very, very much like the Sith who is no longer a Sith, and his female apprentice, or the Jedi that will eventually become a Sith, and his female apprentice,
who's a Jedi who's no longer a Jedi.
Yeah, very good, very good. I guess we know that it takes place relatively soon if there's still a Padawan running around with a lightsaber.
Right, that's true. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, so that it can't be too far. That would be another clue.
Yeah.
I had not thought about that. But I would say that Dave Filoni surely has thought about that. That would be my, that's the way he thinks like that. He as much as we make fun of George Lucas saying, it's like poetry, it rhymes. It truly is. That's the whole point.
And when Dave does it, it's on purpose. It's not just sort of like, oh, it worked out.
Yeah, no. We need a Dave Filoni impression. I had not thought about that. Right?
Dave is more like this. He's sort of hey, Star Wars fans. We're here at Star Wars Celebration, and we're gonna have a good time. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. That is a very good. Look at this. I've got premises, Frank, if you so will. Around a year after the Clone Wars, former Sith Lord Maul rebuilds his criminal syndicate and seeks a new apprentice on the planet Janix during the reign of the Galactic Empire.
Okay, so we're talking early very Empire
early,
then. Yeah.
Very, 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 very
interesting.
Early.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean, you've got to think that we are going to intersect with some other canon characters at some point. I imagine we will stick to the underworld, but we will get some other, big canon characters dropping in.
I'm sure.
Like, I'm sure we're going to see Vader at somewhere, like with the Inquisitors being around.
Missing from my life, Darth Vader versus Darth Maul. What?
That
never entered my brain.
Right? Like we get the Inquisitors running around. That's.
No, you're right. If he causes enough trouble, you got to send in Darth Vader.
Right.
Good point. Had not considered. Really good point. I don't know.
Tarkin.
Sure, Tarkin was in Bad Batch.
Yep.
Stands to reason that we'll see him again. Which truthfully, people are like, these people again, but also true, like it's Tarkin. Like,
Right.
he's kind of
This
a
is
big
world
deal.
building. Like,
Right. You reuse characters, which it's a double-edged sword because like you do it in Ahsoka season 1 and people are like, these people again, but so I don't know. It's
well,
tough.
that's the balance, right? It's a fine line between I'm reusing characters, I'm telling new stories with them, and then like, well, I'm really just using this as a way to continue the story that I started in this other show, and I never got a chance to finish it, so I'm finishing it here. Like there is a difference in like, I didn't know I was signing up for season 5 of a different show. I thought it was season 1 of a new show. So I don't know that I did feel like that criticism was fair, even though again, like I had seen the stuff it was referring to. I
Agreed.
still felt like there was a fair criticism of that show, and so I just hope that they don't fall into the same pitfalls here. But it looks really good, and I'm like a sucker for anything Maul, so I'm stoked for it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, going back to '99, man. I've always liked. I'm just like, he's so cool. Yeah, just I'll watch pretty much anything he's in.
The showrunner, Matt Mikanovitz, I was just looking him up. I used your lookup. Just sorry, but we're almost that time. So
yeah.
He's been working on Star Wars animation since the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And so season 6 and 7 of the Clone Wars, plus a bunch of Rebels, plus Fallen Order, plus good episodes of the Bad Batch. So he's plus Tales of the Underworld. So he's entrenched in Star Wars, which is great, but entrenched in the good stuff.
Yeah.
There's some like really good episodes across the board of some really, really good episodes across the board of this stuff. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, they've got a good team on this, and a team that's very seasoned and has told a lot of Star Wars stories. So it looks really good to me, man. I'm very hopeful about it. It looks
me too.
I'm very optimistic about it.
Yeah, and you know what? If it's Star Wars, I'm gonna watch it. Like,
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, there's stuff I will drop. Like, I never finished that. Yeah, like if it doesn't interest me and it's too much of a commitment, there's other stuff.
Sure.
That is not geek related that I do like to watch. So you got to move on after a bit. But I am excited about this.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm also excited about where people can find us. If you'd like to tell them about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're really feeling it, you can go over to bureauofgeeks.com and find all the other times that we've talked about Clone Wars. And me and Andrew did an episode on Clone Wars year or two back. Yeah, that's a good one. But look through the archives, do a search, and find all kinds of Star Wars goodies from over the years. And you can go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio to support the show and help it keep going. And you can check us out in Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube or anywhere that you get your podcasts. I like Overcast, and rate and review us in any and all of those places. That would be amazing.
Very good. Frank, it is a pleasure to talk to you. Until next time, cheers.